Just wanted to stop on here and say a couple of things. Women give up on you too fast. I mean, I've had a lot of women give up on me too fast because I haven't had it all together and stuff like that, right? But obviously, if people knew my heart or knew kind of my vision, especially where I want to take my artwork and take like my poetry and stuff, and how I want to like market it into like an actual thing for myself and stuff like that. But I don't know necessarily fully how to really build on some of my talents and things that I have, but I kind of want to build on some of the things and talents I have to better, to even go further with my talents and my abilities as an artist and as a writer. But in a lot of cases too, I don't have a lot of money, and I never really did have a lot of money. I mean, I'm very fortunate to be able to work with and be in with the people that I do, but. Um, and I just try, when it comes to meeting somebody who can kind of get that, even though you don't make a lot of money, and you don't make a lot of money, and your position's not really the full time ordeal or the greatest. You still have a lot of things going for you, and you still have all these goals and things. And if people saw the goals and things like I do, then they would realize that there's a lot of goals and things that I would like to like turn into actual wealth or possibly profitable wealth or something, but I can't fully do everything just yet, especially because of different things, and one of the big ones is because of my disability. But I would like to be able to take my art and stuff and go places with it that I've yet to actually go and yet to actually achieve. But I mean, in some cases, it would take an actual somebody to actually believe in me, whether that be a friend or whether that be a close like girlfriend or somebody. Obviously, my relative history has been, with my bloodline has been, kind of a really screwed up one. But it's obviously made a way for me to write and for me to, express myself in the ways sometimes that I do. But I just need to find this one. I need to find the person again. I mean, I almost thought I had a person once before that believed in me, and that was willing to push me and believe in me to the to that knew that I was able to achieve and be capable of great things. But it's like all these relationships these days. A lot of people are just looking for like hookups or friends with benefits. They're looking for like all the sleeping around and stuff like that. And if you don't have all your benefits together, people look at you and say, "Oh, what benefits do you really have, or what benefits do you really have for me?" Friends with benefits is more about what do you get for benefits than what the benefits you could do for the other person. So I don't know. I mean, I just think relationships are tricky, and I think it's going to take one special person to really whether that be a friend. I mean, friends could do it too, but I'm almost hoping for more of a relationship that would be kind of romantic. That somebody that I could actually kind of have in my life that I can actually eventually make like my partner or family or something. But just to do that and stuff, and just to have people believe in your goals and stuff, and believe that you have these certain goals and stuff, and it's not just a waste of time, and you're not just sitting around wasting your time. That people look at you funny. People look at you funny and say, "Oh, you're an artist, but what are you doing with your life? Why don't you have this, and this in place?" And obviously, once again, some of that comes from my struggles with my mental health in the state of Connecticut. But, we're not going to let that stop me and let that, detour me from my goals and my dreams of my heart. But, I still got limitations and things on me, which I can go past certain limitations and things, but I need the proper space. I need the proper room. I need more financial situations to come through. I mean, I need a lot of different things to really take my artwork to where I want to take it. I mean, occasionally I do a craft fair with my neighbors, but I don't have like Artwell. Like Artwell back in the day was an art center that you pay a little bit of money, and then you get to display your artwork for about a month or two at the little gallery that they had. and it was a really good time because it enabled me to, be able to display my work, and being able to show the world, hey, look, you got your work's out there. Your work's out there. Your work is valuable. People are looking at your work, and people get to see, the art that you do. But unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of places like Artwell, in town. There's a lot of art places, but they're not necessarily like Artwell or, some of the places in the past where it was easier for you maybe to be able to display and show your work and have your work shown and stuff. So that's one downside when Artwell kind of left. Things kind of things as far as being able to display work and being able to do shows kind of went downhill. But obviously everything still costs money and stuff, and back then I had a lot more money and stuff due to the circumstances. I wasn't spending money on myself as much. I've increased my money on myself a lot more, especially when it comes to going out to eat and getting my needs met, because it's just part of loving yourself. If people can't see why you don't spend money on yourself, or why you can't love yourself by, getting yourself, something nice, or being able to feed your stomach when you're hungry and stuff like that, then people don't really understand what loving yourself is about. I mean, maybe it's not always about the material wealth or always about the financial, but what you can do to love yourself even without it. But people can look at me and say, like, is he worth it and stuff? And I say to them, yeah, I can be worth it. If you saw my vision, if you understood my vision of where I was at, if you took the time to understand my vision and stuff, you would definitely know that I'm worth it. But obviously, as many people know, and I've said it again and again and again, that last relationship from New York didn't take the time to understand things. They came up here, they kind of rushed into this relationship thinking it was going to be friends with benefits, and I was going to be able to show them all the world because I had all the benefits laid out and stuff, and they didn't listen to me about my situation and about my financial situation and about what I was doing with my goals and my life at the time, so they rushed up here when it was inconvenient and expected the world when I couldn't actually give it. So, there's going to be times where I might not give the world, and maybe some girls don't want the world. Maybe some girls just want your time and your heart and your compassion. But sometimes some girls want the world, some girls want this, some girls want fancy cars, fancy clothes, this. I'm not all about the fancy cars and the fancy clothes, other than, living well and living a lifestyle or a dream that I would like to maintain and feel like I was put in my heart to be obtainable. So, but I'm thinking to myself, like, some of these women and stuff don't really get your vision and stuff. I mean, it takes an artist to get an artist. I mean, that's the only way I can think of it. It's going to take an artist to be able to get an artist, or be able to try to understand an artist, So it's not like, we're just sitting here just like, oh, and it takes an artist to understand an artist, but, I don't know. Kind of lost track of thought now. But, the point being is that, not everybody's going to have the same vision as you, and not everybody's going to see the things you do, but it makes trying to find that person all that special, all that special that can be in your corner and can actually understand and get you, I've always been a weird person. People say I've always been a really weird person, and I've always been different and kind of unique and different and strange in the way I go about my stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm human. I'm not an alien. People might think I'm an alien or something, or some otherworldly being, but at the end of the day, I'm human. Just having a spiritual connection with other divine forces and art and music and life and... yeah, so, but I just wanted to get that off my chest, I don't know what else I could say. I mean, I could probably touch up on it a little bit more, but I am going to get offline because I didn't want to make this a long video. I just wanted to say what I had to say about people not being able to see your goals or seeing where I'm at, because really where I'm at is just like... I mean, I don't make a lot of money and stuff, but I have this vision which I could, turn possibly into profitable wealth or possibly profitable things or something like that, like especially with my artwork and stuff. But it's just it's going to take a lot of work, and a lot of work that I need somebody in my corner, because if I don't have somebody in my corner that can actually You know, I mean, obviously, I mean, I can try to go as much as I can on my own and see if the right person comes along then, but you know, and that's what some people might have to do in life is to go on their own until the right person comes along that can assist them on and doing what they need. But you know, so then because then everybody's going to sit there and be like, oh, what do you need? How are we going to do it? And how are we going to do this? And how are you going to achieve your goals and stuff like that? So. But yeah, I don't make a lot. I don't make a lot of money. People look at me and say, "Oh, are you making money? Are you making money?" Because they see my artwork and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, do you make money?" I'm like, "No, I don't make money." I have to tell everybody, "No, I don't make money." I have a little bit of money each month because my income is fixed, and usually after I pay my bills, I do my rent, and my rent, or my, no, I pay my bills, my rent gets covered, and I do my grocery shop, and now usually after my grocery shop and whatever is left over, if there's anything like not extra bills or anything, because extra bills guzzles up my money, but usually after grocery shopping, there's a little bit of money left over to do whatever and at my disposal, but you know. I don't know. I don't have like multiple money, and but once my money goes, it goes. I don't have any more money coming in, you know, unless I do like bottles and cans or my mom sends me something. But I don't really have much more money coming in, you know, or I do something for a neighbor because the neighbors obviously have been in my corner a little bit too when I've done stuff for neighbors and they given me a couple bucks here and there, but you know, I don't make a lot of money. I don't make I'm still kind of living the dream a little bit, but I think my whole aspect of where I want to be and where I'm at are totally two different things right now, and I'm trying to get to where I want to be and feel like I'm achieving a lot more that I want to do than I feel right now that I'm achieving, you know. So, I don't know, but you know, it is what it is. So, but I'm gonna get offline. I'm tired. Got like glare in my glasses. You can see my Instagram through my glasses. But yeah, hope all is well, and just want to get that off my chest. That women don't want. Some women just don't want to build with you, or don't want to realize what you're up to, or you know, some women just miss out on the fact that they can, you know, that they actually build with you and stuff, and they actually could take the time to see what you're doing. Then maybe they wouldn't be, you know, so at the point where they're gonna rush off and do their own thing and say you're not worth my time. But I don't think a lot of women and a lot of people, a lot of guys or people see things the way that I do sometimes, and I'm usually stuck here just kind of like, I don't know, like what the fuck am I supposed to do, you know? But anyways, I am really getting offline now, but peace.